Okay, we are live now here from the first boat back in Garmin Round Denmark Race 2023. It's a boat from the Offshore course, and it is not a big surprise that it is actually our friends from Palby Marine, the Hansen Sailing Team in the Elliott 35 SS. We have the skipper Michael is in the front. The other guys, we're gonna have their names when we get in. There's 6 on board. They've been working in a shift of 3 persons, as far as I recall. They started out from Esbjerg Thursday at 16 hours plus 10. After that, they have been sailing a really nice course. They have been followed by luck all the way around. The wind has been following them, so they have been doing a lot of downwind and reach sailing. So when I talked to Michael in Esbjerg Thursday before the race, he was, as he said, if everything turns out perfect, we will be back in Aarhus on Monday morning. It is nearly a prediction possible. It's 12 o'clock, a bit past 12 now, but it's not often you see routing that precise. What the only thing they could have wished for was that the storm that has kicked in would have kicked in a little later. Then they would have been able to do as planned, so to speak. But still, they're going to do a really fantastic time. There will be 3 days, 20 hours and some minutes to do this race from Esbjerg. We're going to calculate the average speed when we get in. Maybe they already have it now, but we're going to talk to the guys, of course, also when we get back on shore. As you say, first, if you're going to finish first you're going to finish, and they still miss a few hundred meters. Maybe I should say a few words about the boat. It's a pure racer, nothing below really. It's a full carbon boat. Maybe you can see the swing, the keel coming up, the canting keel, which makes it really powerful. As you can see, they're down in the last reef. I don't know, it's third reef it must be, and they have a reduced jib. So I'm looking forward to hear about the conditions they had the last hours here, and also on the North Sea, because it's been a windy session. As here you can clearly see the canting keel coming out from the bottom. I think it can go out 45 degrees or something like that. And of course it gives a lot of power. Just gonna check this comments. Please, if you have any questions on Facebook, please write them in the box to post questions, and we will try to answer them as good as possible. They have been in the lead all the way, and they have been without lane. They have been really sailing with with no big problems, so to speak, as far as we know, at least. Only the last since they started going up in Langelandsbelt, preparing attack now. This morning it has been reaching now. The last bit has been upwind sailing. I think the time they're gonna set for this race is gonna be a time that will stand for quite a few years. Whoops. It's gonna be hard to beat. There was one other boat in the fully crewed start. That was Torben Herslund in his GB 1000 I won off from the 90s or 80s, I think it is. This boat is at the moment in Helsingør, where the rest of the inshore fleet and the offshore single-handed sailors are waiting the storm out. Torben and his crew choose to go to Tiburon on the North Sea because it was quite windy there as well. So they took a time out there and resumed sailing after 24 hours or something like that. But Hansen, they kept on going. Hansen Sailing Team, they kept on going all the way to the finishing line, which we are approaching now. We have the mark. Maybe you can see it just on the ship. So we are really getting close now. We have prepared a little breakfast. I received a message from Mikael this morning where he said that they have been living on energy drink and bars the last 2 days. I don't know if that's true, but anyway, so they're looking forward to some warm coffee and some breakfast and some proper decent food. And of course, we're going to talk to the both crew and skippers when we get there. That will be in the International Sailing Center, who is also a big part in this race. It's a collaboration. The race is a collaboration between the International Sailing Center, Sailing Aarhus, and Shorthand Event Content Marketing, and of course Garmin, our sponsor, who has supported the race from the beginning, which we are really happy about, as we are trying to promote offshore sailing not only in Denmark but in the Nordic countries and in northern Germany as well. And I'd say the Hansen guys, they are really doing a great job promoting the race and promoting offshore sailing. Looking forward to hearing all their war stories when they get on shore. Okay, this must be the final tack before the finishing line. You have the buoy right over here. And here we have the boat. They just need to get the cannon keel out. As I said before, the inshore racers, they are waiting in Helsingør. The winds should drop probably during tomorrow, Tuesday, and then they will resume sailing by then. But this boat was running in front of the low pressure most of the time, and the wind, the big wind. But they have had a tough time since yesterday at 6 o'clock in the evening, where the storms started to fill in. But now we're closing in. We have the guys from Sailing Aarhus on the balcony in the sailing center, taking the time. It should be some place around 3 days and 20 hours. Woo! Yoo-hoo! Woo! Well done, guys. And you can tell they're happy on board. Really well done. A tough race they've been doing.
Prøv at liste den første del af den der lavbro lige foran slæbestedet. Og vi kan liste den derind og ligge. Ja, herude den nordligste. Jeg er godt fyldt op af feriegæster, som ikke gider at ligge ude på Tunø.
As they pack the boat up and go in, I can tell that we have a Polish boat, the Polished Manx, I think the name is, with the skipper Kuba. who is also waiting the storm out there in Spotsbjerg, Langeland. They will resume sailing also when the wind eases a bit. It's a double-handed boat, and then we have the remaining 2 single-handers, one waiting in Gilleleje and the other waiting in Helsingør, together with the rest of the inshore fleet. Now they're gonna get ready to get the sails down and to get the boat looking decent, looking for to come to the bridge. There's some comment here from Annelist Ernst. I think that's either the sister or the mother of one of the guys on board. Stor oplevelse at se det seje mandskab på nå mål. Saying it's a great experience to see the great crew and skipper reaching the finishing line here in Aarhus, and there's a big congratulations. Also, congratulations from Henrik Andersen and from Birgit Rush, I think it says. As you can see, it's not like a Volvo 60 or TP52. It's a boat that is it's only 35 foot, but it still is a pure racer. It features all the DNA from a pure race boat, but still it's a small boat, which proves that if you have the right equipment, you can do real offshore racing, and you can do it really fast as well. So I hope these words can encourage more people for going offshore sailing or racing. We have this race going on every year. This year we have moved the date. So instead of starting in June, we are starting the race in the beginning of August. I had promised full moon sailing, but I don't think they saw much of the moon, these guys, during the race. Also, there's a meteor storm at the moment, and they'll probably have missed that as well. But anyways, I think they have had some good experiences here. And now the skipper goes to the mast to release something on the main so they can get it proper down. Here we go. Nej, det er sådan en sikring, sådan at den kan foldes. Du kan se, han er sådan split ud i den der øverste vogn der. Yeah, what else to add? Not much. It's a bit. I think it has been really great to follow the guys around the course, and also to see how lucky it is a bit of luck to get the wind following you all the way. So you have not been tagging, but it's also you say when you go for the luck, then you get it, and these guys really went for it, and the time they have just managed to pull out is really amazing. I think for a 35 footer, 3 days. It's the race is the direct course is 740 nautical miles, and I'm pretty sure they haven't sailed much more though. But we're gonna talk to them about the average speed and how long distance they sail for real, and what's the average on the direct course and the average on the nautical miles actually sailed. So we're gonna get back to that once they get in and get to relax just a tiny bit. I think they're gonna sleep well tonight. I'm still traveling with the main. It's normally I think if you don't release the upper car for the battens, it's hard to fold the main on the boom. But I'm not really sure if that's the matter. But I think it's standard procedure for these guys to, when they have to get the main down, to have the first or maybe even the two first battens out of the mast to be able to fold the main properly. Spørgsmål fra Henrik Andersen. Har alle mand kæmpet siden gæsser uden søvn? No, they have not. The question is if they have been sailing without sleep for 3 days and 20 hours. I doubt it. No, Michael told me before the race that they were once out of Esbjerg and past the shallow waters north of Esbjerg, outside Blåvandshoek. They would go into a watch shift routine of, as far as I remember, 3 hours. Or was it 3 persons in 4 hours? So they shift like they've been sailing 2 teams. So they have probably a helmsman and a navigator and a trimmer, and then for maneuvers, then put the autopilot on and do the maneuvers. I know Michael from the old days when we sailed both on the big boat Buxtehude, and I know he's a systematic working guy. So I'm pretty sure that everything has been scheduled and put in a spreadsheet. Who should do what on what time. Also, a boat like this, going on the different courses and bearings and sails.
Så ligge ved flydebroen i nu side eller læg. Ja, hvis du kigger videre, så er der. Så ligger I bare der. Der er ikke nogen, der går ud nu alligevel. Det er ikke altid sindssygt, de sejler nu.
Mark just said that they were going to get out later to get the boat back to Horsens. Well, the good news about that is that in this area, the wind should drop for a few hours before it picks up again later this afternoon to full storm. Okay, we go in now. I'm gonna end this live session, but stay tuned. We will tune in again for some talk and also for some champagne with the guys. Or maybe I should just keep it rolling. Yeah, I do that. I was saying something that I forgot about the crew and stuff. What was it again? Oh, well, anyways. Thomas, har du noget input? Du lige Oh yeah, the guys they're sailing to Horsens now, but I think the part of the story as well that we could add on is that before joining us in Esbjerg, these guys have been in on the Isle of Wight at Cowes. I think the start goes to sail the Fastnet race. So just before this race, they sail another great race, the Fastnet race. These days, the Fastnet race goes from Cowes and in the Solent at the Isle of Wight to Cherbourg in France. And right after finishing in France, the boat went on a delivery race or delivery to Esbjerg, so that they could join this race. It's not exactly the same crew. Some of them are the same, but I know that definitely some of the other ones who are not on board now. They are sailing the ORC Worlds in Kiel, I think it is. So these guys have got some nautical miles under the belt this month. Cool. Okay. Thomas, skal du tage nogle billeder med dem her? Ja. Here we go. Congratulations, Michael. Well done.
Thank you.
There's a bottle for you.
The bottle of champagne. We should put it on the crew, but I'll more first. So
Okay, sea legs now.
yeah. Yes. No sea legs now. It's really nice, right? We did really good. So I'm really happy with the crew.
What about the beating here, the last part?
Yeah, it is 10 hours of beach, but it is as it is, right? So,
Okay.
but we love what we do, so that's how it is. Sometimes there's a lot of wind, so I'm really glad with the boat and the team. Nothing broke, so everything is good. It is as it should be.
Perfect. I saw the main was pretty much reduced and the jib as well. But is this a configuration since Gesa?
No, this is was the one we actually lowered to the third reef around Samsø. So until then we had and in Kataminebugten we took the reef in the jib. So we kind of used whatever lee we could get to take some of the to reduce sails. So it's been really that has also been good.
How much the wind did you measure in the gusts?
In the gust, we were above 30. 32 was the highest we saw.
Okay.
But we saw for lengths of time 27, 28 knots, 10, 15 minutes at the time.
Then you did stay ahead of the storm, though.
Yep.
Well done.
Exactly.
Or you crossed your fingers.
Yeah, that was. But we did stay ahead of the storm in the Baltic Sea, so that was pretty good.
Yeah.
The Baltic Sea was excellent, right? It was 40 knots of boat speed all the time, so it was really excellent.
Perfect. And now you're the first boat in. Well,
Yeah.
Did you expect that also?
We had hoped, right? So so looking at the other competitors, so it looked really nice. But it's also good to have a really good time, right?
Yeah,
so I'm really excited.
I think this time it's going to be hard to beat.
3 days and 20 hours is a good time. Yeah. You can do it if you can choose the weather pattern, but in this case we couldn't. But we couldn't have asked for more, right? At Bornholm, right? We went out there in the southerly breeze with the kite up, and then we had a transition of 4 to 6 hours. And then it turned northerly, and then we rode all the way back.
Too good to be true.
Yeah, exactly. And also, actually, in here we had, feared that it would be northwest, so that it would be a real beat, but it was actually more west, so we could almost lay the sail center from the bridge.
Wow.
So it was that was pretty nice.
Wow.
But
Perfect.
But of course, it's been hard. It's been port tack all the way, so some of us are a bit. So,
do you have the calculated distance? Do you know?
Actually, it's not entirely 760. It's but if you take if you add up, the time we've beaten, then it's roughly 730.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty long.
Whoa.
It's a good one.
Okay, cool. We're gonna talk about or get some data and some facts later on. But for now, just congratulations. Please mention the names of the crew because I forgot them out there.
Yeah. So the names of the crew is we have from on the helm we have Claus Røn and also Kasper Fink, and then we have the two brothers Jørgen and Christian Mor Ernst, and then we have Jeppe Holm and me on. Doing the foredeck, so that's what I love. So
you're the foredecker now.
Yes, I've been that all the time, and then also navigator, skipper, and all that.
Cool. I did mention that we sailed together in the old days, where I was on the foredeck and you were trimming. Okay.
Exactly.
You moved forward.
Exactly.
Normally it's the other way around. You end in the back of
Yeah, exactly.
Well done, Michael.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Perfekt.
Kan lige have mor den her?
Ja.
Der er morgenmad ovenpå til at på første år i
Vi
Jørgen.
kommer så snart vi lige har fået.
Det skal I være velkommen til.
The backstay. Dunk.
Okay, I think we're gonna end for now. Maybe we will join in a bit later. We will definitely get the stories from Mikael and his crew. And as I said just before, some data, distances, the maximum speed, the average speed, and stuff like that. So stay updated. Follow the rest of the fleet on the tracker. Right now, not much to see on the tracker because everybody is in Helsingør waiting for the wind to settle a little bit. Myself and Thomas, who are driving the RIP now, we are heading to Helsingør later today to join the inshore fleet and to have a talk with them, see how things are. We will, of course, also be live from there when we get to that point. But okay, that's it for now. Big congratulations to Hansen Sailing Team, who really did a magnificent time, and I think it will be a time that will stand for many years.